You ever look around your life and think, I did everything I was supposed to do, so why do I still feel off? You've got the job, the apartment, the gym routine, maybe even the relationship, but something still feels missing. Like you're living the structure, but the color of life is gone. That's what today's video is about. Why that happens, and the 4 main places people get stuck. For me, that moment hit hard after landing my first real job. I spent so many years chasing this job. I was supposed to go to college, graduate, and get this well-paying job that would set me up for a good life. I remember sitting at my desk a month in the job thinking, is this really it? I was making good money, doing what everyone said was right, but inside, I felt empty. It didn't make sense. I was checking every box and did everything right, yet something felt completely off. Over time, I realized that feeling lost usually comes from one of the 4 traps, or sometimes all of them at once. The borrowed path. This is when your life looks great on paper, but it's built on someone else's definition of success. You're following their playbook of success, degrees, jobs, saving money, maybe buying a house or a new car, and the world applauds that. They tell you you're doing great, but deep down you're not chasing what you actually want. You're chasing what looks good to other people. It's like borrowing someone else's GPS. It'll take you somewhere, but it's not necessarily going where you want to go. For me, it was that office job. My whole life, everyone said you have to go to college and get that job. And once I got that job, everyone was happy for me and congratulated me and said, you made it. But I'd sit there thinking, if this is it, why does it feel like I'm missing my own life? That's the borrowed path. When you're winning a game, you don't even want to play. Number 2, the second trap is what I call the quiet disconnect. You're doing everything right, but you never stop moving long enough to hear yourself. We fill every empty moment with noise, podcasts, scrolling on social media, work, to-do lists, errands, even self-improvement. But here's the thing. You can't get clarity if your brain never gets silence. I noticed this when I was always busy, hitting the gym, saving money, planning my next thing, but never slowing down to remember why I was doing them. I was so busy trying to stay productive, but I was disconnected with myself. And that's usually the moment life starts feeling like a hamster wheel that has no end to it. If you never give yourself stillness, you'll mistake motion for meaning. And that's how people stay lost, because they pile on new goals, new routines, and new distractions, thinking more motion means more meaning. You look busy, but you're not actually going anywhere that matters. That's how people stay lost, constantly moving but never arriving. Number 3. The identity hangover. This one's sneaky, and it's the current thing I've been working through. It's when your outer life changes, but your inner self hasn't caught up yet. You've grown, but you're still seeing yourself through your old lens. After years in engineering, that mindset kind of wired how I operated. Everything had to make sense, follow a plan, and have a clear return. Engineering became my whole identity. So when I started trying to build something new, which I wanted to, that world was more creative and uncertain. That old engineering identity didn't fit anymore. And although I started doing things I wanted to, I still felt lost because deep down, I was trying to live a new life with old rules I lived by. So when I focused on shifting the way I saw myself, and that shift changed everything. Because you can't build a new life with an old identity. That's the identity hangover. When your self-image is lagging behind your reality. It's like you're still waking up from an old version of yourself. The habits, the mindset, the way you measure success, they all linger even though you know you've outgrown them. At some point, you have to thank that version for getting you here and then let it rest. Number 4, the fear loop. This last one is probably the hardest to admit. It happens when you know something's off, but you stay anyway. You've built a good life and you don't want to risk it. So you tell yourself you're just being responsible. But really, you're afraid to start over. I've done that. For years, I told myself, I just need more time, or I should be grateful for what I have. But deep down, I knew I wasn't fulfilled. I was just protecting what I already built. It sounds like now's not the right time. What if I fail? What if I lose what I've built? That's the fear loop. When you settle for what's familiar and tell yourself it's peace. It's not peace. It's just comfort that got too comfortable. And the longer you stay in a situation that doesn't feel right, because of fear or comfort, the smaller your world feels. Less curious, less energy, and less freedom. But the answer isn't to impulsively quit or destroy everything you've built. It's to start trusting that you can handle the change. And time, not safety, is the real limited resource. Staying stuck costs you years you can't get back. Being lost isn't failure. Here's what I finally learned. Feeling lost doesn't mean something's wrong with you. It means you've outgrown your old map. Every time you hit a wall, it's life asking, you ready to update your direction? Being lost is part of realignment. It's a sign you're alive and paying attention. You don't need a 5-year plan right now. You just need a small step that's yours. So ask yourself, which quadrant am I stuck in? The borrowed path, the quiet disconnect, the identity hangover, or the fear loop? Find the one that stings and start there. If you're doing everything right and still feel lost, you're not broken, you're just being called to realign. This channel's for people rebuilding their direction, one honest step at a time. If that hits you, subscribe and let's keep figuring this out together.